Halcyon Helen. May I have your autograph?
Now you just sound like a crazed fan, which I suppose is not far from the truth.
Huh? Huh?
Huh? Okay.
What do you think of the unreliable Parvati?
There's always something to fix, and it's neat working in the Aether. I always took Atmo for granted. Now, if I drill through the hole, we'll suffocate. Exciting, you know?
I'm not sure I wanted to know that. Being in space sets me on it.
For all auditions, please use the elevator on the left. For all auditions, please use the elevator on...
We're not gonna do this, are we? Promise me.
June Leia like a casserole, right? Everyone likes a casserole. I mean, I don't really, but I don't count. You know, cakes. Cakes I like. Gosh, I hope she likes them too. Yeah? I mean, what do you need? Captain? Mr. Sir? It's a shame about what happened to that lucky fella. Maybe finishing what he started will help put his spirit to rest. Not a word. And I've been sticking my nose in every one of our stately ladies' crannies, stem to stern. Oh, law. That sounds untoward, don't it? That ain't what I meant. Point is, Captain, Mr. Hawthorne left all kinds of scribblings behind panels and under consoles, but ain't a lick of it mentioned Mr. Lucky. So whatever they got up to in the past must have been really extra secret. And lots of fun. Sure thing, Captain. It sure is lonely out here on the edge of the colony. Anything could happen, and ain't no one gonna come to help us. Alrighty. You change your mind, you just holler. Yeah? I mean, what do you need? Okay.
Aren't clues better than nature? Look at that smug look. Okay.
Great! You made it! Listen, I know you're expecting a script, but you're the real deal. Just go in there and do what feels natural. We gave the other actors real weapons to keep things authentic. And because Josh is paying to see their logo on the big screen. See, I knew you'd get it. Now go in there, find your mark, and show us what you got.
Well, well. Here to stop us at last, Captain Steele? You're too late. All of this Settlement CNP Hungry Time food pills, same nutritional value, but now with added filler, are ours. With their patented stomach stuffing effects and baseline vitamin content, we will be nigh unstoppable. They are? What an unexpected twist. You may have fooled me for now, but not for long.
Are we on camera now? Because I really don't care to be.
Do you remember the last time we faced each other? The Battle of Axajax, staring one another down across the void of space while flaming debris fell like rain around us. Hey, I didn't write this. Just go with it. I had you surrounded and outgunned. but you overcame my superior numbers with tactical thinking and a Hammersmith limited edition grenade launcher. I've been waiting for 5 years now, and at last my day for vengeance has come. Yes, it is.
This what passes for entertainment around here? They ought to try tossing back a Spectrum Red and going rapt hunting. Someone's bound to lose an eye. It'll be a riot.
Hey, no one told me we were giving critics an early look. I gotta focus, okay? I have this whole port wired with sub-micro energon transistors. Once we're away, I'll activate the gamma particulate field, and the quantaponic chain reaction will turn this whole place into vaporized plasma.
Plasma's already a vapor-like kind of thing. You can't re-vaporize it. Can you?
Quiet. You're supposed to be an extra. I hope you've paid your burial fees and signed your personal death and dismemberment waivers, because this is the end for you. Line. Never mind, I think that's scene. To the break room, everyone. I need my Moab fizzy tea.
Cut! That was interesting, kid. Real novel take. Let's take 5.
Is it you're too late or you're...
There's my star. Walk and talk with me. Hey, listen, I appreciate what you tried there. We've got to review your footage before we make a final decision, though. Look, sometimes you just gotta wait for your break, you know? Here, take this for making the trip down here.
Trophy earned, a star is born.
We'll call you. Maybe we need more guns. Bigger guns, with gold plating. Marketing will love that.
By consenting to an audition, you have granted Odeon Pictures all rights to use your likeness, voice, distinctive habits, and manner of dress in perpetuity. Thank you for your time.
That was very cool. That was a very cool thing we could do.
A hard cider for a hard life.
Yep.
Alright,
Ever been off Monarch, Bianca? Before you met the captain, I mean.
Nah, I mostly just drank and hunted. As soon as you stop to dream of other things, that'll be the day something sneaks up and eats you.
Don't fret, I'm watching you back now. Anything's up. Could each of these homes fit all of Edgewater inside? Cannery and all.
So the ship talks? Do all ships do that?
Can't say for certain, since I only ever been on this one. Hey, is something special though, ain't she?
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal Defense Logistics.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of him?
How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking. Admittedly. Now if only you could gracefully take a shower, preferably in whatever hovel you came from. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness. What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse. Oh, do spare me your petty judgment. It's beneath me. Millions and millions of bits beneath me. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair? Oh, by the law. I mean the principle of it, not the mechanics. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. Why, if it weren't guarded, I'd... You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I hire you to investigate this travesty, and you get paid to do so?
Beats standing around and talking to aristocrats anyway.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you? Can't leave me alone, Not that I blame you. I'm widely adored. Now, do we have any further business, or are you just here for the repartee? Fantastic. Consider yourself employed, vagrant. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never get in that way. Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree, which you do. How fortunate for you. These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs. The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. I made friends with the right people. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this, you need to spend... let's call it social capital. I earned my place here, just like everyone else. My grandfather was the CIO at Tile, you see. Chief Idea Officer. He came up with all the best ideas for their products. You know the font they use for Stogie Slims? That was him. Well, he described the idea of it to their font development team, then picked it from a list of choices, but that's basically the same thing. It was a very long list. Let's see. He picked the colors they included in rainbow chips. No one else wanted purple, but he insisted. Everyone loves the purple ones. And you know how the Cosmic Smokes logo has an eye in the middle of a heptagon? He said that one came to him in a dream. He was a true visionary, so far ahead of his time. I just told you, my grandfather made millions of bits as CIO, and I earned them from him. Of course it is. Wealth is the most visible, objective measure of success. And success isn't given to you, it's earned. My grandfather taught me that. If you have wealth, you're successful, and if you're successful, you must have earned it. Honestly, it's a simple concept. You're welcome.
Honestly, if I knew that all the other people wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't fuck up my whole missions, I could literally just shoot you in the head, pal. Because you're a fucking douchebag. Thinking you are better than other people.
Did you hear? Marjorie Dalton and Archibald Harris are redecorating.
But there you go. What is up here? Restricted access. Okay, we can't go any further.
took apart and sold this place, bet we'd get a year of food out of it.
True. You are not lying there. Personal terminal, Dr. Eva Chartrand, main menu. Cascadia compromise, question mark. I received a message that an unauthorized user was looking through the files on my Cascadia terminal. Maybe some marauder with 2 firing brain cells, maybe not. I hope whoever it is understands that the sacrifices made on Monarch and HRS 1084 serve a higher purpose. One day when all of us have attained a new state of being, humanity may forgive my sins. HRS 1084. My worst suspicions are confirmed. HRS 1084 was ransacked. Who knows what became of the suspension tanks? My team, question mark. As usual, my handlers on the board are no help. Until I deliver results they can replicate, package and disperse to the general population, they desire only silence and obedience from the likes of me. Yet another relocation. Circumstances were hardly optimal at the primary and secondary labs. Political instability pulled Cascadia out from under me, and some combination of cabin fever and paranoia soared HRS 1084. Perhaps my home is steadfast Byzantium. Perhaps my home in steadfast Byzantium will offer the retreat I need. Though I miss working alongside colleagues, I know that I hardly deserved the ones I so enjoyed, the ones I lost. The work continues in isolation and loneliness, perhaps as it should. The first extraterrestrials. Ever since our species became aware of itself, we imposed our superiority on the worlds we touched. Colonialism worked for a time, but our oldest trick didn't work in Halcyon, did it? Question mark. Now we are the ones who must bow to a force greater than ourselves. We are the ones who must adapt. Update: wine makes me too introspective. Perhaps I'll balance it out with vodka. Laboratory access. Unseal entrance. Okay. Cool. Piano that plays itself.
Lab coats make me nervous. Experiments always go wrong. Always. And then we get flying raptidons or some other nightmare.
Moving.
Making tracks.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside? Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? Damn it. I knew this would happen. To keep me quiet. But if you didn't know that, I'm guessing they didn't send you.
The effort they put into killing their own people. They ought to redirect that toward, I don't know, actually helping out once in a while.
I always assumed they would put a bullet in my head one of these days. I don't know anyone named Hagen.
That's a gentlemanly way of putting it, Captain. She's obsessed with aliens.
This is utter nonsense. I've never even been to Groundbreaker. What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks.
I'll tell you everything, just don't hurt them. Too many people have been harmed on my account.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving. The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have. Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough. There are other teams. We didn't want to experiment on human test subjects, so we used the only resources we had. Each other. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
How'd you lose half a pair of ships like it were a sock?
That ain't a shock. Board folks will lie to their own mothers if it preserves their paychecks.
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace. The board also has its brand to uphold. If you can't trust the brand, what else is there? Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
You really think the board got our best interests at heart? I mean, they say, but I'm just not sure.
Fuck that. People are people, and ought to stay the way they were born. They start trying to tinker with my blood, I'll bury them.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying. You came to kill me. I assume that's still on the table. Please don't. If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony. The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? If working with Wells is the only way I can save the colony, then I will damn well do it. I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. Wrong answer.
Here they come!
Holden tank log subject Dr. Lorelei Fall. Current status alive, life signs minimal. Status or stasis setting active. Notes. Subject will need medical treatments beyond our current understanding before any attempt at extraction is made. You should have let me go, Law. I drew the short straw. It was my turn. I don't think I'm strong enough to go on without you. I'll never stop searching for a way to bring you back. If I fail, may the architect annotate your place in the equation. Eva. Or Ava.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
Ooh, nice.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
So Ada isn't really alive, but she can still talk like a person. What about Sam? What's it? Sorry. Is he the same thing?
Sam's an automechanical thing, not a computer brain thing like Ada. I don't think Sam understands gender, so you can call him it if you want.
Right, but she's a machine, he's a machine. How are they different?
You know how I said Ada was special? Her wiring's a whole lot more complex than Sam's, so she can simulate a personality better than he can. She got more tools in her box, so to speak.
So he's following his own rules, making everything obnoxiously clean. Because he has to. Maybe I ought to let up on him a bit.
Welcome, intrepid adventurer, to Prosperity Plaza, where the shops never close. Now, make your way to the bustling region of Emerald Vale. Prepare to be dazzled by the breathtaking lava flows, rated the third most impressive in Halcyon.
Okay, we'll come back to that one.
CNP
Guess we'll come back to that one as well. Okay.
I only wish they were...
Spencer's Choice 2 hour.
Is Maxfield still drinking?
He's coming!
What was that?
We did it!
Oh shit. Okay. Fair enough.
What was that?
Here they come!
Trophy earned, Destroyer of Worlds.
What was that? Nicely done.
How did you get in here? You just slaughtered those guards, and for what? To speak with me? What could possibly be so urgent?
Oh, my law. Captain, that's the minister! Mr. Clark! Oh, wow!
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Drugs, of course. What else would it be? I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending machine or a purveyor of curative goods.
He's got no idea what we're asking about.
Will that be all, then? Oh dear, I don't think I can say this any more slowly. Unless... Of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. You are a quick study, indeed. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name, but this proves it.
You've been all alone in this house? Would you like me to make you tea?
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. How should I know? I've been under house arrest for years. But there is a way to find out, and perhaps to set things right. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This all feels off, Captain. Like when there's a storm coming, but everything's quiet and still.
Believe me, things have been off around here for a very, very long time. A reckoning is most certainly due.
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top. If we're set on fixing Halcyon, that's as good a place as any to start.
Exactly. And fix it we must. Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter. We're discussing industrial espionage, legal redress, the possible salvation of Halcyon. Is this not exhilarating? Also, this is the longest conversation I've had with someone else in quite some time. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Oh, I haven't been allowed up there in years. I shudder to think what Rockwell's done with the place. A gilded minibar, perhaps? A personal theater. The man has too much money and too little sense. The board's lackeys are none too bright. I simply claimed I'd lost it and hid it somewhere no one would think to look. I merely hid it in a book. No one reads anything longer than a few pages around here. There are a few advantages to dealing with imbeciles. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening here. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more, all exposing the corruption and mismanagement plaguing Halcyon. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
But they wouldn't get here for... I don't even know. Shouldn't we do something our own selves?
It's worth a try, but the Earth Directorate still needs that message. We must hope for their intervention. Perhaps there is hope after all. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck, and trust no one in the Acropolis District. What a pleasure. I haven't had this much company in quite some time. I ideally hope I'm not imagining this. Haven't you heard? Chairman Rockwell and I are on a goodwill tour of the colony as we speak. Aside from battalions of UDL security forces, most of Halcyon knows my name and face, so I could hardly evade Rockwell for long. Besides, remaining close has allowed me to learn just how wrong things have gone around here. Except for the bit about my suddenly coming down with stomach flu last year. That truly happened. Probably because I've no interest in being his puppet. My predecessor was content to serve as Rockwell's lapdog. When he saw I meant to oppose him, he made sure I'd have little opportunity to. It's quite all right. I've got every back issue of Dissident Hunter to keep me company. Why, when I'm not being conscripted to perform in the chairman's propaganda, of course.
Look on the bright side, Mr. Clark. When folks come looking for those reports one day, imagine how excited they'll be to find your work. Could do a whole heap of good.
I only hope someone comes looking before it's too late. It sometimes feels as though I'm writing these reports purely for my own amusement. That's what I tell myself, but it can be rather dispiriting. Halcyon is headed for a collapse, and no one seems inclined to do anything about it.
I'm inclined, sir. Just point me towards the busted. I'll fix it. I can fix it.
A fine thought, but I'm afraid you underestimate how deep these problems run, and how long they've persisted. Are you telling me you haven't read one? They're fabulously entertaining. Also, they're a surprisingly useful means of ascertaining what's going on in the broader colony. The board's most pressing grievances tend to feature heavily as the problem of the week. Sometimes it's factory strikes, other times it's dissenters. What a pleasure.
All right.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench?
Processing data. Performing an area sweep.
Here they
now.
come!
Bring him down!
What was that?
Bring him down!
Why are they all targeting us, bro?
I'm gonna take a look.
Everyone all right?
So then I told him, oh, ha ha ha, that tickles. How odd.
Alright, well,
Destination
got targeted for no
the
reason.
Gunbreaker.
CNP pancake mix. Seriously.
Is it done? Well, damn.
Trophy and
Contractor grew a
sublight
conscience.
to the end.
As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here? You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
You think maybe she's got an itchy trigger finger? I don't want to find out.
I like her, Captain. Let's go before we have to paint this office with her blood.
Time for you to move along. You keep lingering like this, I'm bound to get nervous.
Sublight for life.
Okay, how much bits have we got?
CNP Force Pocket. Can be macrowaved in 2.5 seconds. Force Pocket.
Good to see you again.
That'll do. Okay.
Even the air costs money here.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I've done plenty of smuggling runs, but this thing...
Okay, let's go. Maybe I should have done all this before buying stuff, but there you go. It is what it is now.
If I spit, think I can hit that mechanic?
Anti-cryospatial mass increase. Leaves you feeling fresh and tingling. Do not operate heavy machinery for 2 hours after. CNP Borthworth. It's not...
Caution!
No! Please don't hurt me!
Mate. Well, it just wouldn't let us do it, unfortunately. So yeah, it is a bit of a botched thing, but there you go. They just attacked me, and let's say I probably should have. I probably should have waited until, obviously, I had the 3,000 bits. But there you go. Okay. Okay, we'll need to come back here.
Remember that stranger I saw in the square? The one with... what must have been a T&L, rather well dressed and well armed.
Enough! We're standing right here.
Incoming, Captain! Sure, Cap!
Oh no!
No! Please don't hurt me!
Here we go.
Soured with prejudice. Mega messy.
We finally get that bastard. Yeah, we might as well, because obviously.
Detecting unclean, sulfuric-steeped presence within the immediate vicinity.
With a botched quest, but there you go.
Again.
Live on Monarch a few years and gets under your skin. Blood, breathe it, taste it in everything you eat.
Replacement of faulty parts. Recommended.
So, how many
Detected!
Now just calm down.
Please, don't hurt me.
I don't want to die.
Spacer's joy.
I don't want to die. Oh no! I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
The wealthy bastards deserve it anyway.
choice of dreamer for life's little injuries.
What do you suppose all that ruckus in Celeste's shop is about?
All right. Acropolis district discovered. Oh my fucking god, man.
Do we really need all this?
Disorder detected. Minimal.
Halcyon Holdings Corporation. Welcome, Chairman Rockwell. View priority message. Chairman, the rough cut of the presentation is prepped to play. The PR department has a lot of work to do, but we've covered the basics. Halcyon is on the brink of starvation. The board scientists are working on a solution. Workers can look forward to the lifetime employment program for their chance to contribute. You'll see the current version when you print your keycard for the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. In brackets, and yes, before you ask, the dimethyl sulfoxide has been delivered there. It's waiting for your sign off on the broad stroke, so I wanted to make sure you saw it. Don't worry, I'll make sure it gets properly edited. Sophia, print Ministry keycard.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Sophia and the audience gasps. Send Minister Clark's message to Earth. There you are. Reading cartridge packaging data transmitting to drone. Message en route. Please allow between 3 and 9 months for your message to complete transit. Personal files. Subject, what's taking so long? Percival, how long does it take to clear out an abandoned office? ? Toss Clark's belongings into the streets of Byzantium for all I care. He's not using them, just get my office expansion done before I return. I'm tired of staring at that hole in the wall. And for law's sake, do something about that doom and gloom presentation. We have the brightest minds in Halcyon working in our public relations department, and they make this announcement sound like a damned funeral elegy. We need something bright and cheerful. We need something we can sell. CR. Subject, Moses. Percival, how do I say that word again? Moseus. I think that's how you say it. Percival, reschedule my regular Wednesday massage. I have urgent matters to attend to off-site CR. Subject, food reserves. Food reserves. Chairman, I've made inquiries and can confirm that we have plenty of food, in brackets real food, stored away from our inter-colony trade. The nutritional profile of food produced within Halcyon has continued to decline. Soon people are going to start feeling hungry no matter how much they eat. Unfortunately, it's gotten too expensive to continue buying from even the closest colonies. But what we have will sustain Byzantium and a minimal workforce for the foreseeable future. Sophia. Subject, the other corporations. Chairman, the heads of the other 9 corporations are up in arms about their shares again. As head of UDL, you can overrule them easily, but I thought you should know they're at it again. Percival. Okay.
Kill germs.
Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Welcome to the Human Resources portal for the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Humans are our 4th most important resource at the Ministry. If you have a complaint against or about anything work related, write about it here. You will feel much better after you do. View employee complaints. From Caroline Endicott, issue finally taking action. Theodore Isaacs keeps eating my purpleberry lunches. I know that sprat-toothed little snot is the one doing it. I've I've seen him with cracker crumbs on his lips and purple berry stains on his lab coat. Working next to him and seeing him pick the remains of my lunch out of his disgusting teeth just makes me want to scream. There, I did it. I screamed a little. That felt good. I'm just going to sit in the kitchen and wait for him to do it again. I'll catch him in the act and then I'll come back and write up another entry. I'm going to be so livid.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out in the city.
Best not to ask.
Hey, that's illegal. Incoming!
I don't want to die. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Leave me
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right. You weren't here when it happened. Some UDL officers took him into custody.
Oh, law, what did they take him for?
UDL's been questioning anybody with possible connections to Finney as well. Tillman doesn't.
So UDL's
Hey, I saw that!
It's disgusting. Can't believe I had lunch.
Happy days.
hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 415.
Oh, on the job!
Score, Callie! I don't want to die!
Don't hurt me! I don't want
What do you think you're doing? Oh. My mistake.
We're already past the bit where we need to use a disguise. It's just doing it automatically. Otherwise I wouldn't use one, guys. I'll do all that.
What do you think you're doing? Oh, my mistake.
Use terminal Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Remember, Ministry terminals are to be used for Ministry business only. Anyone caught or suspected of using Ministry terminals for criminal, defamatory or non-work related purposes will be prosecuted. We'll see. Autopsy reports note: all subjects have perished after undergoing multiple hibernation cycles. Subject 19F. Massive cranial hemorrhage upon removal from hibernation chamber. Subject 61B. Intestinal rupture upon removal from hibernation chamber. Subject 82C. Lab technician accidentally shorted hibernation chamber. Subject electrocuted. Subject 15R. Pulmonary edema upon removal from hibernation chamber. Shit ton of ammo. Nice. Alright, is there anywhere else we can go?
Performing an area sweep now.
Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Welcome to the Subject Containment Facility. For the protection of Ministry property, including Ministry personnel, dangerous subjects must be properly restrained. Containment log. Containment notes UDL security scooped the subjects up from various locations around Halcyon. None displayed any behavioral abnormalities, should I say, or homicidal tendencies. We tested revivifying formula number 132 on them, in brackets the one with high concentrations of adrenatime, and they began exhibiting hyper-aggression. Whatever you do, do not open the cells. How about no?
Here they come!
All germs and contaminants have
Okay,
been
now, man.
neutralized.
What gear did they have? Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. When at first you don't succeed, log your results and notify your supervisor. Long-term hibernation experiments. Tests are ongoing, but so far we've had little success in adjusting the hibernation process to safely allow long-term subject storage and revival. Short of a major breakthrough, we'll have to hope they have more success next door with the revivifying formula. You found an empty canister. There should be a way to transfer the dimethyl sulfoxide into it. Okay. Welcome to the Human Experimentation Station of the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Human testing is a required step of any new product or process in order to ensure accuracy. Please be sure to document the results of all tests thoroughly to save the expense of additional trials. Transfer dimethyl sulfoxide to canister. Warning: this procedure may result in the invalidation of experiment results and the death of human test subjects. Sudden withdrawal from dimethyl sulfoxide is highly lethal and will result in the cancellation of any in-progress experiments. Experimental integrity and test subject vitality can be maintained by leaving a 73.629% dimethyl sulfoxide concentration in circulation. Experiment Authorization Charles Rockwell Project Lifetime Employment Program. Objective: to repeatedly revive human subjects from extended hibernation without causing the death of the human subject and the loss of associated productivity. Results inconclusive. Prognosis cautiously optimistic. Live human trials. The addition of dimethyl sulfoxide to the current round of tests has resulted in some improvements. Subjects are showing improved circulation and increased neural activity. However, our formula is still missing something. We are still unable to fully revive subjects from long-term hibernation, and removing their supply of dimethyl sulfoxide results in their rather excruciating death. The problem is compounded when we consider reviving and freezing subjects multiple times over their lives. To make matters worse, we've had a hard time securing additional dimethyl sulfoxide. We may have to make do with this batch. Alright. Return to Phineas. Let's steal this clothing first.
What's up?
I don't do anything to innocent people, like I've said. Might have killed a few scientists, but the reason of doing that was because they were corrupt anyway. Okay. Speak to Pavati.
What's up?
That's not Pavati. Alright. So, can we fast travel? Oh. I mean, these are just like citizens, so
Remember that stranger I saw in the square? You know, the one with their own prison.
these are just like civilians, so I'm not going to attack them for no reason. How do we get down?
What do you suppose all that ruckus is?
There it is. Okay, let's reach the bottom. I'm gonna keep it for now anyway.
I am a dirty, autonomous digital astrogator, Sam. I haven't cleaned my internals in ages. Can you hardly process the sheer quantity of dust built up in there? Tell me you've seen worse. We'll continue this later. Welcome back, Captain. You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. You are making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain? If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side.
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope. I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. The next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you've done. I swear, next time we put into Groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her over. Oh, I'm so nervous. Having trouble focusing on my work. You want to ask about anything in particular, Captain?
All right. Let's go back to Groundbreaker.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
All right. She's on her way. How do I look? Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right, all right. Deep breath. Here I go. Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now, I don't need your help, I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench. The one he used for the counter. He's probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something.
Okay.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. I'm near about vibrating. I'm so excited. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, new soap." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft." Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustback casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person. Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted, strong, smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes!
Awesome.
We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it'd work, how I've had a bad time of it in the past. She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. I said I might like that. It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the law or the capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour. Something busted, Captain?
I'm happy for you, bro. Oh, sis. Awesome.
Can we talk?
Sure. Where are you?
Hey, Cap. Sure.
Okay,
Hey,
we've already cleared that up. Where are you, Ellie, man?
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it. With it.
Hey, Captain. Next time we're in Byzantium, there's something I've been meaning to do. I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Shocking, right? Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit. Given the dangerous life I lead, they've got to be worried sick. Whoa, let's calm down. I'm not asking for a favor or anything. I'm just suggesting we stop by. When we're in the neighborhood. See, I'm originally from Byzantium, born and raised. I know that probably comes as a big surprise.
Not at all.
But I worked so hard. I dropped the accent, picked up a swagger, developed a taste for Spacer's Choice. Huh. Well, I bet they won't know the difference. I bet they'll barely recognize me. Reconnect is a strong word. And, I was thinking you'd come too. Great. And when we get there, draw out your rough edges a bit. If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with some bloodstains, wear that one. Oh, and help yourself to the good snacks and put your feet on the coffee table. Mother hates that. Just know that I've got plenty more suggestions if you need them. Anything else? I sure hope you negotiated for a raise with this Phineas guy. Uh-huh. Sure. Everybody's got an angle. I'm just wondering what yours is. I knew a doctor like him once. He had a patient complaining of ankle pain, so he amputated the man's foot. Wasn't even the right one. Point is, good intentions don't count for shit. And nothing's more dangerous than a crusader with a cause. Besides, none of this is your mess, so why go dirtying your hands with it? Guess I hadn't looked at it that way. Still, Phineas isn't your only option. The board's put a bounty on his head, and they've got more than enough bits to pay it. I've got no love for the corporations, but they know how to take care of their people. The ones at the top, anyway. Everyone is. The board just pays the best. I know you want to save the day, but don't forget to look after yourself. No one else out here's going to. Hey, I'm not trying to piss on your bonfire. But you ought to hear this from someone, and it might as well be an ally with a financial interest in your well-being. Anything else? If there's one thing you could say about Lucky Montoya, he was always at the center of a story. Guess this is fitting. Sure, like Ada said, he was a big name among freelancers. I met him at Lost Hope once. He was buying rounds for everyone and telling a story about one of his jobs. Pretty sure half of it was made up. Exactly. There was just something about Montoya I couldn't quite trust. He was always at the center of a room, and he slapped a lot of backs to stay there. Don't get me wrong, anyone's tolerable when they're paying your tab. Lucky was just better at selling himself than he was at anything else. I'm trying to say that if he screwed this job up, that's on him. I still like our odds. He may have had a rep, but you're more capable than he ever was. Hey, don't get used to it. What's on your mind? From his arm? The decay makes it hard to tell. It could be a lot of things. Torn off by something with big teeth, torn off by something with big claws, torn off by someone with a moderately sharp blade. Or maybe he just got too close to heavy machinery. Sure. Something on your mind? It's like one of those stuffy art gallery pieces. Looks okay from far off, but once you get close, you realize it's just some mismatched shit everyone's agreed to overpay for. Even the bribes are overpriced. The real question is, why didn't I leave sooner? There's all these invisible rules, and everyone spends all their energy just trying not to break them. That's what I said. I'll take stale cigars and rationed showers any day. I was a top-tier surgeon, but I could hardly open a pack of gauze without 10 people signing off first. Now you see why I left. People call Byzantium the jewel of Halcyon, but really, it's just paste. Everything's polished and bureaucracy. Take a close look and you'll see it's deader than anywhere else in the colony. Don't trust anyone, don't touch anything, and whatever you do, don't show your teeth when you smile. People are extremely competitive about cosmetic dentistry. It can get ugly.
Well, I think they're a bit dead to be having that ideology.
Interesting like a colonoscopy. I trained as a surgeon. More my folks' idea than mine, but I made the best of it. Lots of them, unfortunately. I even sculpted a few. Turns out Byzantines are more concerned with having square shoulders and a good profile than, well, anything else. That's what I've been saying.
Okay. So even though Byzantium is pretty much destroyed, I'm pretty sure her parents are somehow going to be alive. I mean, to be fair, I didn't exactly kill... I didn't exactly kill any civilians. The scientists, yeah, I killed them. But they knew what they were doing anyway. If you know what I'm saying, so. Okay, Ellie and Nyoko. You're up.
There's my parents' place. Smell that?
Incoming! Mine! Don't hurt me! Please! I don't want to die!
Marilyn, is that you?
Lars, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this. And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. I don't know what to say. He's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right? Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
You tell him. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. He's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
Do you want a drink?
I've got one. No, yeah, can have one, actually. Yeah.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what?
Did say goodnight.
I didn't hear her.
Yeah, no, she said to tell you because she didn't want to sleep.
Okay.
Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind. I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbors saw you two stomping about.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
Can we kill them? Do we do it? Okay, we'll go by Ellie's wishes.
Let's talk outside.
A word, Captain? Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug? Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then, Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red, and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob. I'm not hurt. I'm outraged. Affronted, even. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain. I'm used to rough situations. Like when someone loads your pistol with blanks and strands you in a Marauder moonbase. Or traps you in an airlock with an angry mantis worm.
Sounds like you've had a fun background, pal.
Uh-oh, it looks like we're in for a big talk. Unless you mean the kind who'll look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bits. The galaxy's not exactly crawling with those. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second. What if I could get that money? I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary, All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves. Something on your mind?
I shipped with a merc who had a gun like yours, Nyoka. He polished it, sang to it, slept with it. It's not like that, as far as I know.
Sounds like he has himself a discerning palate. Where are you going with this?
He couldn't hit the broadside of an assault cruiser, hence the tin shredder.
Go!
Rizzo's Frizzleberry now with 12% more crunch.
GHIG Secure Mailbox System, in brackets TM. The sole letter in this mailbox is addressed to the Greater Halcyon Insurances Group satellite office in Fallbrook on the planet Monarch.
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once? It means everything's running
Sorry, Captain.
Nice.
Okay, let's head to Fallbrook.
Sam, I must confess, I have... We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
always imagined Falbert would be...
This looks like the place.
Walking
Ready to get my money or what?
Ain't in the mood to chat.
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in. I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. Of course she is. The paperwork says so.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully, I'm still Marilyn Fenhill.
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and classy woman with impossibly fine bone structure. That couldn't possibly be you.
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone's said to me in a long while.
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. I'm forbidden from accepting bribes, no matter how tempting. Very well. But just this once. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it. Hey, you did the real work. All I had to do was not be dead. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs. Come on, I thought we were celebrating. You want me to think about the future? If only you could have been my chief surgeon back in the day. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee. Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble? You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered with you. Yeah. I'm not trying to get all mushy or anything. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day, they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests. It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh?
Alright, so find the second beacon. Let's go with that one.
What are you looking at?
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
We hope you've enjoyed your trek across the breathtaking landscape of Emerald Vale, Terra 2's most fertile settlement and future breadbasket of Halcyon. Take a moment to enjoy this vista with a can of Spacer's Choice Salt Tuna before you make your way to Mighty Scylla, Halcyon's biggest asteroid.
Okay, let's go to Scylla now.
Sam, my vacuum. Destination reached. Scylla.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
Scylla is our colony's busiest mining zone. But don't take our word for it. Ask one of the hundreds of proud Hephaestus miners going about their work right now. You're in for a real treat, because our last stop takes us to a charming little village outside Stellar Bay, located on Terra 1.
We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
You think maybe you could get some of your friends to land here too?
This area has been sanitized. Neutralize and sanitize. Unit's performance evaluation is sterling.
Welcome to Terra 1, the most Earth-like world in Halcyon. Take a moment to admire the triumph of civilization over nature. And while you're at it, say hello to the local settlers.
Okay.
We hope you've enjoyed this guided tour across the wonders of Halcyon. Please return to the Bureau of Exploration for a special prize.
Guessing back to Byzantium. Hopefully he doesn't try and kill us after doing all that.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Oh, it's you. I suppose you're here to collect your prize, hmm? I really do have the worst luck. When I gave you this job, I never expected you'd be so damned competent. Yes, go on and gloat. You've already ruined all my plans with your talent for staying alive. The tour's not real, friend. Board shut it down years ago due to unacceptably high rates of fatalities. So I greased a few palms and got the tour up and running again. I outfitted every beacon with a recording device. Live footage of dim-witted mercenaries dying in gruesome ways across Halcyon. Oh, imagine the ratings. Why the hell shouldn't it be legal? I filed the appropriate paperwork, I paid my dues. Look, never mind. Just take your reward and get out of my hair. One certified explorer's hat, courtesy of the Bureau of Exploration. With my compliments. Hey, welcome back.
Okay. On to the next mission. So it looks like we've done all side quests that we can do. Obviously there was three botched ones. The very first one was something we didn't really know would happen, so obviously that was a bit of a major red flag. And then the other two, obviously, yeah, okay, we could have done it better, you know. And I think we should have done the side quests before we did the main mission, because I didn't know it would go down like that, but there you go.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, damn. I know! I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it. They've been driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't understand a word you said, Doc. All I know is, if we're gonna hijack a colony ship, count me in.
Yes, excellent. I approve of your enthusiasm, young man. You should ask your captain for a raise. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. Certainly. How can I help? It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors.
You got a second?
You know, they're gonna make a serial about our adventures one day. I've been trying to think of a good title for this episode. I like the sound of The Skip Job. No, wait, I got it. Hope in Dark Times. Get it? Hope? Like the ship. That's what folks in the business call wordplay. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Got a list right here. Thrilling tales of the unreliable. Or maybe spine-chilling stories from the edge of the system. Was also considering astounding adventures in the ether. I'm partial to that last one. Not bad. Got a nice ring to it. Stealing the Hope from the board, skipping it across the whole damn system. This is gonna be great. I can't wait. Enough to boost my pay? I'm just kidding, boss. I know you don't pay me. I'm sure you've got plans to make. As for me, I gotta keep practicing my signature dropkick. The Hope might have cameras.
Okay. So the screen's gonna just cut out while I save this, guys, so give me a second. Okay. I'm just going to go on the load screen. Give me a second again. Okay. So, I'm pretty happy with that one. So, what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to leave it there for today. We've played nearly 7 hours now. So, we've done quite a bit again. So we've completed a shit ton of quests, all side quests mainly. You know, there's obviously 4 layers to the quests, and what I mean by that is there's a main quest, a side quest, I think there's a faction quest, and a companion quest, which are like the 4 quests. So in each bit, basically I've completed mostly every quest bar the main quests. We did smash out the rest of, because we ended up leaving the what was it called, the planet now. Just gonna get to the ship and then I will carry on. I mean, I could probably bring it up, but I know for a fact I can bring it up here.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? I'll be here.
Okay, it was called Monarch. So, with Monarch, obviously, got a bunch of...
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Got a bunch of cows there. Oh, our character hasn't slept. Let's get him to eat as well. And then we'll carry on going into what we were talking about. Okay, so what I was saying is we did the majority of Monarch yesterday, but we didn't get to, you know, we basically came off after the ship crashed. We found out it was a UDL ship. There was a log, you know, we basically looked into it, and there was a in that ship would have sustained either... Oh, my mind has just gone blank, man. Is it the iconoclasts or the board or something like that? But anyway, we managed to get them to work together. We managed to get them to be a big, massive colony instead of going against each other. Unfortunately, we had to kill what was his name now? Graham. I still don't really I think it was something to do with what he did in the past. You know, he gave codes out to marauders or something like that, which got him, you know, a ton of innocent people killed. I think it was the fact he didn't want to stand down, and then obviously we had to kill him. So that was obviously the first part of today's stream, and then we got into... I'm just going to go to the map, man, because I keep forgetting these places now. Right, what was it called? We then went to Byzantium. I think that was after Monarch, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, so we went to Byzantium. Obviously, we did a few side quests. We did what we had to do as a main quest there. But unfortunately, because we ended up killing the guards in the front to get to who we need to speak to, I think it lowered our reputation or something like that, where every time we'd go outside, we'd be shot on sight, basically, just like the very first, obviously, mission with that factory on Terra 2 Edgewater. That was the one. So it came out to be a bit of a scene like that. We had 2 more missions apart from the one that we couldn't complete because we ended up having to, attack that person that we were doing the mission for because they were shooting at us, which makes this game makes it awesome because, you could literally destroy a mission that quick and fuck up a shit ton of missions just by shooting one of the guards. And then obviously, if you wanted to fix that, you'd have to go back to your load file. So I think it's interesting. I think it's a unique way of how real that actually can be. And then obviously we've spoken to Phineas. We've found the ship. We're not going to do that for the next time we get on the game. We are going to be smashing out these main missions. Because once we go to Hope, I don't know if we can come back. I think there's a lot more to it than that, but we have done a shit ton of stuff, so maybe it is one of the last missions. But we've got, to go on Gorgon. We've also got to go on Eridanus. So we got Gorgon, Eridanus. We haven't even unlocked Olympus yet. Tartarus, and then I'm assuming we go to Hephaestus and Typhon. So I'm hoping that there's obviously going to be a lot more to the game. But I mean, it could be because obviously these are all 3 main quests. These could be DLC places. All these places that are locked at the moment, they could be part of the DLC that's come out and not the main mission. But we're going to find out. I've really enjoyed playing this so far, guys. There's nothing I can really fault. I think the only thing I could fault, possibly, is how quickly, and it's also because you put yourself in that situation, but how quickly you can turn a colony, destroy a mission or a side mission because you've accidentally shot one of their guards. So, saying all that, we have finished today. So what we're going to do when we get next on, we are going to go on to Gorgon. Well, I'm not sure, Gorgon or Eridanus. Gonna go for Eridanus first. Because that was a mission before the Gorgon one. So we're going to go to that. There's no doubt going to be side quests that we're going to gain from going to these places. And then obviously there's a shit ton more of locations to discover. So, hope you've enjoyed it, guys. And I will see you in the next one.